Hi everybody, good to be with you today. We're coming from the ice cold and cavernous confines of your parish church, Narthex. So we're sitting here chattering our teeth and getting ready to talk to each other. Mm-hmm. This is Janet Ritter.
Hello.
8 years a member of your Visitation parish staff. You can see she's a delightful young woman. And she has a few duties around here. Like you're like the accounts payable person, isn't that right?
Yes.
And you also do the bulletin.
Correct.
So if y'all have any complaints about that, not that any of you ever would, but if you do, she's the person to talk to, not me, her. And she also has the role of Safe Environment Coordinator.
Correct.
At Visitation Parish. Janet Ritter, who by the way is the world's nicest babysitter. Janet, how long have you had the Safe Environment Coordinator role here at Visitation Parish?
8 years.
Since you started?
Yes.
And I suppose this is among your very favorite things about working here.
It is. I can't tell you how much I love it.
And would you please explain to the nice Visitation people what a Safe Environment Coordinator is, what you do?
What I do is I ensure that all of the diocesan requirements are taken care of for all employees and volunteers. So I have to double check everybody before they're a coach or a volunteer of any kind or an employee.
Diocesan requirements vis-a-vis what?
Virtus.
Ah, what is that?
Virtus is an application that has your profile on it, and it has all of the things that you need to complete to be compliant.
You're dancing around this. Safe Environment Coordinator sounds maybe to a lot of people like, well, gee, I'm the one that makes sure that nobody slides on the floor, that paint cans don't fall on somebody's head. But that's not really what it is at all.
That's not it.
What is safe environment referred to in your context?
Keeping children safe.
Ah, there we go.
Sorry it took me so long to get to it.
Children and vulnerable adults.
Correct.
And of course, given the most unfortunate history of the Roman Catholic Church vis-a-vis the safety of children and vulnerable adults in more recent decades, the Safe Environment Coordinator position was raised throughout the diocese, and I think throughout dioceses and educational apostolates all over the Catholic world, I think.
That's true.
So Janet graciously does that here. Now, she's going to talk to us about her Safe Environment Coordinator work today because there's been some changes made in it, isn't that right?
This is true.
And I'm telling you, this part of her job, this Safe Environment Coordinator thing, is really difficult because it requires her so often to kind of, how to put this nicely, convince people to do things that they don't want to do.
Correct.
Yeah, not because they're bad people. It isn't that. It's just that, everybody's so busy. And then for the diocese to put a requirement on, okay, you got to study this, you got to take this class, you got to do such and none so that you're certified volunteer, employee, etc. Many people don't want to do that. And so poor Janet here.
I'm not very popular.
Yeah, it falls to her to push and shove and beg and plead.
Yes.
Okay, so as I understand it, the diocese has put a new requirement, fastened yet another layer of training, etc., on all employees and volunteers. Isn't that right?
Correct.
Okay, and would you like to explain to the nice people what that is?
Everyone has got to, including old volunteers and new volunteers, to do a mandated training course, mandated reporter training course through the Missouri website. In order, that does not sound right. Can we cut that out?
No, say it again.
Good, help me. All volunteers and employees are required to take a mandated reporter training course, which takes about 90 minutes on Virtus. And then we'll have to supply that certificate to me so that we can prove that they took the course. And that is now a requirement starting today. So everybody will have to do that. If you go to your Virtus profile, you can just click on the mandated reporter link and take that course. Just plan for it to be about 90 minutes. Do not use an iPad, a tablet, or a phone. Use a computer or a laptop because it doesn't work well with a phone or a tablet. And just plan for it to be about 90 minutes. That way, all of us would be able to report abuse or neglect as we saw it around children.
It might help people to know that when the diocese uses words like employee, well, that's pretty self-explanatory, I guess. I wonder if that applies to contractors. Do the contractors have to do this too?
If they have any time around children,
okay.
Yes.
So the guy that comes in and tunes the piano wouldn't have to do that?
No.
Okay.
Nor the person who cleans at night.
Okay. What about the guy who works on the air conditioning units and he has to walk through the school in the middle of the day to perform maintenance on them, or the elevator, or the plumbing, or some other aspect of our vast physical plant?
I would say no, because they're escorted by a visitation employee.
I see. Okay. And then the diocese also uses the term volunteer, and as I understand it, that takes in a whole lot of ground, doesn't it?
A whole lot of ground. That would include somebody who helps out in the lunchroom, a sacristan, somebody who comes in to help read at the school, a room mother, anybody
Coach.
that has anything to do, coaches.
That's a big one, right?
Yeah.
Coaches.
That's a tough one right there.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a lot that the diocese is asking all of us to do to give this 90 minutes for this training. And if one is screwing up the virtue to become a brand new volunteer here, what a wonderful thing. Maybe a new school parent or something.
Right.
Before, as I understand it, please can correct me if I'm wrong, but as I understand it, before they even begin to do their volunteer work, they have to do this
Protecting God's Children workshop.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the ethics and ministry statement needs to be read and signed.
Correct.
A background check needs to be done by
Correct.
us. And this highfalutin mandatory reporter training needs to be done.
Yes, it does.
So have I got all that right?
You do.
That's a lot of stuff,
It's a lot of stuff.
but we got to do it.
We have a training coming up on August 11th here at 6:30 p.m. and you would have to go online to virtusonline.org and sign up for that training, pre-register. And also once you pre-register, it will guide you to take care of all the things that you need to take care of in order to become compliant.
And how do they get to that information again?
Well, it's in this week's and last week's bulletin in special announcements, the website, my phone number for help, but it's
Okay.
virtusonline.org.
Okay.
The link will be with this video.
Okay.
Say that I can't hear.
The link will be with this video as well.
All right. I guess that's everything that we need to know about that, don't you think? Mm-hmm. Don't you think? Okay. All right. Otherwise, Vacation Bible School is going swimmingly downstairs. There is a loud and voluminous amount of kiddie music wafting up the staircase that I hope you cannot hear as we're doing this video today. The producer assures me that it cannot be heard. And of course it drives me crazy, but that's just me. I think Vacation Bible School is going great though, huh?
I think so.
I walked through the other day trying to see the kids and all I saw was about half of them. I don't know where the other half were. Hiding from me, no doubt. They heard I was coming down the stairs. But anyway, that seems to be going well. I hear kindergarten camp is going great. And so that was good. I think that, we almost have all of our faculty hired. I think we have one more position, a part-time position, which we have covered, but we really need to hire somebody part-time to cover 7th grade math. It's a part-time position. Otherwise, things are cool over at school. That rhymes.
You do that. He's a really good rhymer.
Getting a few repairs done here on the church side. And anyway, I think the summertime's going reasonably well, huh? Don't you?
Yep, it's almost over.
Oh, please don't say that. We have a new part-time maintenance guy working. His name is Tom. Maybe we should get him in here, producer, to say howdy to the folks. Yeah. So I'm encouraged.
Me too.
Things are rocking and rolling.
They sure are.
And we have the best producer in the diocese who's just back. She's dried her feet off from having them in the lake all week, and now she's back working. And we have the best safe environment coordinator in the whole wide diocese.
Yes, you do.
Yes, we do. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for your time this week, and we'll see you again next time. Until then, goodbye, and God bless.